Brilliance Audio presents Misadventures in a Threesome by Elizabeth Hayley. Performed by Summer Morton, Teddy Hamilton, and Sean Hardesty.
One more rep, you got this. Maddox encouraged the woman on the workout bench as she pressed 2 dumbbells into the air above her chest. Hell yeah, good work. He grabbed the weights from her hands as she sat up. I don't know why I let you abuse me like this, Blake groused as she struggled to reach for her water that was just beyond her grasp. Instead of getting up, she leaned precariously off the bench until she was nearly parallel to the floor. Because all you talk about is how you want to look good in your wedding dress, he replied, scooping up her water and handing it to her so she didn't end up sprawled on the floor. Again. This girl was seriously something else, though Maddox couldn't deny he got a kick out of the tiny redhead. I'm starting to question my priorities, she said. Too late now. You're already committed. I feel like I should be committed for signing up for this. If I wanted to be tortured, I'd go down to that place on 4th Street that pretends it's just a cocktail lounge. With the amount of leather I've seen walking into that place, it would probably be more economical for them to start skinning their own cows. Maddox laughed and grimaced simultaneously. He knew the place she was referring to, and he also knew they hosted leather nights in the back part of the club every so often. Not because he'd been, but because his best friend and co-owner of Transformed Gym, Wilder, knew everything and everyone in town. They talked about going down and checking it out one night, but it really wasn't either of their scenes. Maddox had always been more inclined to turn his pain inward than inflict it on others, and it was much too serious for fun-loving Wilder. They also both preferred to keep relationships casual, which tended to negate the level of trust building that was required in BDSM. Let's go do some abs, and then you can get out of here, Maddox told her, walking away before she could argue. Trailing after him, she argued anyway. Why do we keep having the same conversations? I don't have abs. How can I work on something I don't even have? I'll help you get them. He grabbed an ab mat and a medicine ball and led her over to an empty section of the gym. I'm not saying I don't have defined ones. I'm saying I don't have that muscle group at all. I was born without them. I'm an anomaly. You're an anomaly, all right. Lie down. I feel like it's not a compliment when you say it, she muttered as she flopped back on the mat. Maddox handed her the ball and instructed her through a variety of exercises to strengthen her core. Despite her grumbling, she always did everything he asked of her, which made Maddox enjoy working with her. As he counted her reps, he saw movement out of the corner of his eye. He turned his head, and his eyes went wide as he caught a glimpse of Wilder marching through the gym with a sledgehammer slung over his shoulder. Wilder, what the fuck are you doing?
Wilder Vaughn ignored his business partner as he strode purposely toward the portion of their gym that remained empty. He was a man on a mission, and that mission was forcing Maddox's hand. Mad was the best guy Wilder knew, but Jesus Christ, could he drive a saint to drink, or wield a sledgehammer? I'm knocking down walls! The walls in question were attached to a neighboring business the men had purchased over 6 months ago. After the sale had gone through, they'd begun to gut the place, only for Maddox to dig in his heels when they'd gotten to the point when they'd have to bring in outside help. But no more. Today they'd make some decisions regarding the space if Wilder had to put holes in every wall in the gym. I'll be right back, Wilder heard Maddox say to Blake. Please don't hurry on my account, Blake said. Maddox appeared just as Wilder walked through the tarp blocking off the unfinished portion of the gym. He reached out and grabbed the handle of the sledgehammer that had been resting on Wilder's shoulder. Where did you even get this? He asked as he tried to wrestle the tool away from Wilder. The 2 men locked stares and grips as they battled for control of the sledgehammer, which would ultimately decide who would have control of the entire situation. Control was something Maddox clung to, while Wild was typically content to hand over the reins, except when it affected his livelihood, or when Maddox was being a stubborn ass. Wilder understood Mad's reticence. A lot could go wrong with a remodel and expansion, and the unknown tended to scare the ever-living fuck out of Maddox.